Hello there everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Nisi and I have a new tarot deck to show you guys. So yes, I am Nisi, your hostess with the mostest, head weirdo, lead dork, and goofball extraordinaire. So as I said, I have a new tarot deck to show you guys. It was a pre-order that I got off of Amazon. It arrived yesterday. I'm so excited. I took like a little sneaky peek of it, just a little bit. I haven't seen all the cards yet, but it's a very, very pretty deck. It's different. This is a different sort of deck. They describe it as a Dreamscapes deck that is archetypal. So this is not going to follow your typical RWS kind of style, but it's a pretty deck. As I said, I saw it on Amazon. It was a pre-order and it intrigued me. And as you can see, the front of the box is just really, really, really pretty. It's got like a pink roses, just very nice. And if you're anything like me, I love roses. I also love lilacs. I love lilacs and I love roses. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get on with the program here and show you this deck. I will link it in the description, so if you want to order this yourself, you can get that off of Amazon. You can probably get it at other places too. And just full disclosure, I am an Amazon affiliate, so if you do purchase this deck, please use the link. It just helps me out a little bit. It just gives me a tiny, tiny little commission back at no extra cost to you, the purchaser. The deck is by, I think the artwork was by Amanda Stillwell, and then the author, I think, of the book was Diana Rose Harper. And I'm not sure who actually published this, but you'll get the full information if you look at the Amazon link. But let's just go ahead and look at this deck and we'll get into it. Question, what do you think you know? Okay, so here's what the inside of the lid looks like. Question, what do you think you know? Okay, and then we have in here the guidebook. It has a really, really thick, I mean not really, really thick, but a pretty thick little guidebook. So I won't flip through the whole thing, but we'll just kind of look at it a little bit. It's got glossy pages and it looks like it is in color. I mean, this is just really pretty. I mean, well, we may flip through this whole thing, I don't know. But, I mean, it's super pretty. I'm not going to stop very long on a lot of the pages because we actually want to get into the deck. But it's got the images of the cards in color, which is awesome. I mean, a lot of the books that come with a deck, a lot of the pictures that come with a deck will have it in black and white, which is nice too. But here's some pages with the major arcana. And then there's a lot of information here you can read. Now the minor arcana, there's 2 cards per page, as happens with a lot of the guidebooks in that come with a tarot deck. There's some other things in the back here. I have not taken the time to look at this book very closely. It looks like there may be some more decks you can get that no, I was thinking they were advertising some more decks, but it looks like there may be some spreads, like some sample spreads back here. Yeah, I need to get my glasses on and actually look through this book quite a bit, but this is a nice, very, very pretty little book. Yeah, so there's that. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the cards. And I did show you the bottom of the box like that. And if you want to, I'll try to get it up close so you guys can maybe see the writing. If you want to pause the video so you can read the little blurb, you can do that. I'm not going to take the time to do that. And it does have a little plastic thing to hold the cards together, which we're going to go ahead and just take off and throw out. Now these cards are, they're pretty big in size. It's more of like a square deck instead of rectangular. Each of the card has the name on there. even for the minor arcana. But you're going to notice that the names of the cards are different. Like they've changed the name of what the cards are. So like instead of the Fool, well, and they've got it kind of reversed too. So it looks like we're on the bottom is the minor arcana. Now, if we go toward the top, which I think we'll do it this way. Here's the back of the cards. Here's the back of the cards, and the deck is reversible. So if you turn it this way, you're gonna see the same thing that you would see if you turn it this way. When you get a new deck, normally it starts out on the bottom with the major arcana, and then up here is the last card of the minor arcana. But this is a little different. So on the bottom here, we're going to notice that it says Sovereignty of Water. So like this would be the King of Cups. But anyway, let's go ahead and walk through this deck. Okay, so you're going to see exactly what I mean by the changes of names. And again, you know, what I just read to you, King of Cups would be Sovereignty of Water. So this follows the elements. Your cups are water, your pentacles is earth, your wands is fire, and the swords is air. Okay, so we're going to you're going to see that it definitely follows the elements. The cardstock is a little thinner, but it's nice cardstock. I mean, it feels pretty good, nice and smooth. I would say there's no foiling or anything on it. It is a matte kind of cardstock. So I know a lot of people like that. Some people don't really care about glossy decks. Okay, so like instead of the Fool, this is going to be the Youth, but you will see that the numbers are next to the name. Let's see. Hopefully we'll get where we can see this a little better. There we go. Okay, so instead of the Fool, this is the Youth. Okay, but it does have the number 0, which, as you know, that's the number for the Fool. This one here is the Mage, so the Magician. Kind of put him here. Kind of spread him out so we can kind of see. And this one is the Witch. Okay. High Priestess. This is the Life Giver. So this would be the Empress. This one is the Elder. Okay. Like this next one is the Professor, so this would be the Hierophant. What would be the Hierophant card? This is the Lovers. Now that's the same name as what we would see in a classic deck. But as you can see, the pictures are different. So as I said, this does not follow your standard RWS deck. We have the Chariot, which again, that's the same name as we would see in a classic deck. Strength. So you're going to see that some of the names are the same, but the pictures in this are very, very, very different. The Seeker. Okay. The Wheel. So instead of like Wheel of Fortune, they just call it the Wheel. Balance. The Hang Up. So this is supposed to be the Hangman, but as you can see, it's different. Like you got your figure, yeah, kind of upside down there a little bit, like he's kind of like off kilter, but then you got this one, and they're like, this one is kind of up in the air, like almost kind of like there's it's kind of like a beam of light, kind of a tightrope, but they're not exactly stepping on it. So it's a little different. It's a little different. It really is. But the fact that you got another figure just kind of maybe off kilter a little bit, this could have quite a few meanings. For this deck, I think you would really want to consult the guidebook. I would highly suggest consulting the guidebook for this deck, just because it is so different. And as you can see, these cards are going to be they have a border, which I know some of you don't like border cards. I'm not going to modify this deck. I do not modify my decks. I have never modified a deck. I don't plan to. I don't know. There's just something for me about just kind of keeping the natural integrity of how the deck came. I figure if you want a borderless deck, there are plenty of other choices out there to get a borderless deck. And I guess a lot of indie decks are borderless too. So I do not modify my decks, and I leave it the way they are. And especially like if you modify it, you're going to end up cutting off like a lot of your edging here. And it would just, to me, like if you did that, it wouldn't look as nice. So yeah, I would not. I personally would not do that. I mean, if you get this, it's your deck, do whatever you want. You do you, but I do me, and I'm not going to do that. Okay, now this next one is Death. And again, I mean, it's just, the imagery is very different than what you would normally expect. Alchemy. So again, a lot of name changes here. The Devil. Then we have the Tower. Ooh, look at that Tower card. Ooh, 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 yeah. Yikes. Okay, so this is the Star. We have the Moon. Then we have the Sun. Ooh, I like that one. Really like that card. We have Emergence. And the World. And that looks like that is all of our majors. It's all of our major arcana. Okay. So getting into the minors, we have Ace of Air. So again, your air is going to be your swords. If you follow the elements. Two of Air. Three of Air. So again, just very, very different. Four of Air. 5. And 6. And 7. 8. This is 9 of Air. 10 of Air. And again, like all the names of the cards are on the bottom. This is the, okay, now this is the Curiosity of Air. Okay, so this is going to be your, I think this is your page, like what would represent your page card, the Page of Air. Okay, so I mean the names are different, like some of the names on these are different. This is the Velocity of Air. So I think that's going to be your Knight. That would represent your Knight, I think. Knight of Swords. But in this deck, it is the Velocity of Air. This is the Generosity of Air. So this would represent your queen in a regular, well, I'm not going to say a regular deck, but in a classic deck that follows RWS. And then this is the Sovereignty of Air. So this would be your king. Okay. And that's the one for the air element. Okay. Now we're going to be moving on to the Ace of Earth. Now again, this is not going to have your pentacles. This is going to be more like, you kind of see that you have a potted plant right there. So it's kind of just starting out in the beginning. It's being planted. Okay. This is going to be your two of Earth. But I mean, you see how this deck is very, very different. And okay, here is our 3 of Earth. But you see how this deck is very different. I really like the artwork in here. This, when they described it as dreamscape quality, that's how I picture it. I mean, it's very kind of dreamy, very sort of like, you know, ethereal kind of looking, you know, kind of in a dreamy world, but a very kind of just really nice dream world. This is the 7 of Earth, 8 of Earth. So, I mean, the colors are very soft. It's not a very, like, brightly colored deck, what I would call a loud, you know, a loud color scheme. This is very just soft and dream, you know, dreamlike. 9 of Earth, 10, Curiosity of Earth, Velocity of Earth, Generosity of Earth, and Sovereignty of Earth. Okay, so there's that one, our Earth element. Now we are going to be moving on to Ace of Fire. So this would be your wands, like in a classic deck. Okay. See, I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Our 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9. This is our 10. This is the Curiosity of Fire, Velocity of Fire, the Generosity of Fire, and our Sovereignty of Fire. Okay? All right. Now, looks like we're going to be moving on to the water element. Last but not least, Ace of Water. Oh gosh, I think this may be my favorite suit of these cards. 2 of Water. I think this is going to be my favorite suit on these cards. I mean, just look at how beautiful this is. Yep, I think this is going to be my favorite suit on this deck. This is just gorgeous. And I need to go through, like I said, I just got this yesterday, so I need to go through and just really study it and just kind of, you know, put my energy into it and get it charged and ready to go. I mean, just look at that. This is the 9 of Water, 10 of Water. This is the Curiosity of Water. This is the Generosity, or no, the Velocity of Water. Velocity comes before Generosity. Well, in terms of how this deck is ordered right now. This is the Generosity of Water. Look at how pretty that is. I mean, it's you kind of got like a, oh, I love that. Oh, I love how that looks. Oh. And then our last card is the Sovereignty of Water. And that's all of them. So we've looked at all of the cards. And again, this is a kind of more of a square shaped deck. It may be, it will overhand. Let me just kind of show you that. It will overhand very, very easily. This card stock is very, very manageable in terms of, you know, sometimes card stock will, and we got a flyer. This is Sovereignty of Water. Oh, I just love that. So the card stock, as I said, is very manageable in terms of, you know, it not sticking together. It's not going to be one of those where you have to kind of unstick it. You know how sometimes if you have an edged deck, it will stick together a bit. But I mean, this is such a pretty deck, and it's not edged, but you can kind of see like a little bit, like if you kind of fan out the backs. I mean, just look at how pretty that is. Just look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Just beautiful. It will riffle. And if you got smaller hands, being that it is kind of a squared off deck, it may be a little bit easier to riffle. And yeah. You could do that. Now, again, this deck, you can read reversals, like the backs are reversible, but again, the names of it are on the bottom. So if you want to, you could read reversals. That won't be a problem if you're the type that like to add reversals into your readings. I understand that not everyone does, but this will riffle pretty easily. I don't like to riffle like too many times in a row because I really don't want to bend up my cards. I'm kind of funny about that. I do have a few decks that that are a little bent up because I did constantly riffle them, but I try to be just really careful. I like to just sort of overhand them, and it kind of gives me practice, like, you know, shuffling, because I mean, some people can just go, and I hope I'm not going to play 78 card pickup, but some people can just go, you know, just like super fast, like just, you know, but I don't know, like I tend to just kind of take my time with it and just visualize, you know, just visualize, you know, what I want to ask the deck, or what I want to know, or just, you know, kind of visualize like what my intention, you know, for this reading would be. And I don't know, I don't think you need to, I think with this, you know, with this and anything magical, it's not like a race, you know, to get to the finish line. I don't know, I think you just need to just be, in my opinion, you know, just very, very mindful, very, very gentle, just very, you know, very deliberate, you know, in what you're doing. You know, as I'm doing this, I'm just visualizing just a garden full of just different colored roses, and just, you know, you kind of just let it flow. Yeah. Anyway, that is this deck of cards. This is the Rosebud Tarot. Beautiful, 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 beautiful deck. Oh, just look at how that looks when you spread it out like that. Just gorgeous, just gorgeous. And if this is a deck that you think you would resonate with, by all means, purchase it. You know, just bear in mind that this is a different looking deck. It's not your standard RWS. Some of the names of the cards are changed, but I think if you consult your guidebook, and if you've been a tarot reader, you know, an experienced reader for a while, you should be able to follow it pretty well. And this leaves a lot of room for intuition, like you can do a lot of intuitive reads with this. I mean, just, oof. Don't you just love that? Oh my gosh. Like, I think this is my favorite card, the Generosity of Water. This has got to be my favorite card. That is my favorite card. I'm telling you, that's my favorite card in this deck. I love that. But yeah, anyway, there is the Rosebud Tarot, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this walkthrough and my thoughts on this. Yeah, so we have a lot of good videos coming up. I'm going to be showing my tarot collection and my oracle collection coming up. And I got, you know, a few other things in mind. I'm going to show you, well, I'm not gonna give it away. I'll just have to surprise you guys. But I do have some planned videos coming up, which we're going to be seeing very soon. But here is the walkthrough and review of this tarot deck. This is the Rosebud Tarot. There's the inside of this box. This is the Rosebud Tarot by, what did I say? Amanda Stillwell and Diana Rose Harper. So the Rosebud Tarot. It is available now on Amazon, which I will link in the description. So yeah, please feel free to purchase this deck. I think it is a very beautiful deck, and yeah, I like it. Well, I more than like it. I love this deck. I really cannot wait to dive in and and work with this deck. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel and also hit the notification bell so you can be notified of future videos. And also hit that like button. That helps me out so much. And leave a comment and tell me what you all think. All right, everybody. Taking off. You guys have a really awesome day and blessed be. All right. Bye, everybody.